love this game so much. Ah, the obligatory 6 damage shield. I swear to God, this is not scripted. Hey, how's it going everyone? Entropy here today with another video. Today we're going to be going back to set 17, I think one last time. I'm going to cover one of my favorite fun decks of them all, ShadowPaladin's Phantom Blasters. So this is quite reminiscent to the original ShadowPaladin build. We're going to go back and play some, spirits, we're going to play some Cursed Lancers, and the mains, all the good stuffs. But we're also going to have some support with Phantom, the archetype Phantom, with the new starter, Judgebow Revenger, with Mordred Phantom. These cards don't necessarily have to synergize with Revengers, and so if you want to splash them with some old stuff, with a little mix and a little fine play, I think it could be quite fun on the ladder. So I guess without further ado, let's talk about the list and see what this deck can do. As I just mentioned, not Dragon Ruler though, we are going to be playing the new starter, Judgebow Revenger. Now, Judgebow Revenger, when this boosts a Phantom and it hits, counterblast 1, put this into your soul, call 2 grade 1s as rest. As in the Revenger deck profile, we're going to be superior calling primarily Blackwing Swordbreaker, soul lost 1, draw a card when placed from deck. This card is particularly, or I feel, better in this build than the other build because, well, Swordbreaker is one of the weaknesses that it's not a Revenger named unit, right? But, well, stuff like PBD, PBO, they don't need to eat Revengers. They can eat anything, right? So they're not very picky eaters, and so Swordbreaker could just go nom nom and deal some damage. So that's great. Not just dead 6k bodies. We're still playing 2 Shadow Lancers. There's ways to superior call this unit out. Generally speaking, going for Mordred Phantom is still a really good play. I think it's still your ideal first right target. Break riding is still really good. And it's a great way to just, fix your ride and get the break ride off, because the break ride is quite powerful. 4 PGs, we're playing new PGs, not because it's a Revenger, but primarily because you do have break ride strats that you want. And even when you don't, having that open Karen Blast and being able to control is an option. Maybe not necessarily that much of an option in this build, but if you choose to play 4 PBD, then it's much more viable. But yeah, I mean, open Karen Blast, it's solid, higher chance of proccing successful heals and all that. So next we play 2 Aryan Rods, just rest, discard 1, draw 1. This card's pretty solid. It's honestly ideal first right target if you're going first. If not, it's something that's searchable. It's something that is just solid. You can filter and then retire it. It's fine. And we're playing 2 Darkbond Trumpeters. It again doesn't require a Revenger name, so you can just place it, counterblast 1, call something out, and it gives you a free token to actually use as a booster or a beater or just food. So grade 1, in terms of grade 1, again, like the Revenger build, because there's a lot of drawing, superior calling overall. I am comfortable with playing a lot of 2-ofs and 3-ofs and 4-ofs. Generally speaking, deck building, you want 4-ofs, but Revenger, particular case with a Judgebow, with your manas and break ride and all that. So mana, while we're speaking of mana, on place superior call a grade 1 or less Revenger from your deck. So targets include Shadow Lancer if you want to fix your grade 3, or Darkbond Trumpeter if you want an extra token or a body. So that's great. Even if you don't use the skills, it does generate a 15 or 14k column. Hit over those cross right numbers as well, so that's pretty dandy. We play 4 Blasterdark Spirit. So because we're not playing Blasterdark Revenger, on your break ride turn, you superior call a Spirit, you counterblast 1 instead of counterblast 2 and retire something in the front row. Get rid of those intercepts, basically give you an extra swing to the face, really solid. It doesn't require you to set up a Doreen, which is also a pro for Spirit. It just means you have less counterblast that you need to kind of mind, or less board that you need to protect in order to set up that play. So that's pretty cool, that's pretty good. And we play 2 Nemains. Nemains are still really good. Just on place, counterblast 1, discard 1, draw 2. You have to hit over those intercepts again, so that's nice. You have a lot of superior call body options for grade 1s. And I think minimum is 6k, so plus 5, you're still hitting 11. So the weak base for grade 1s and grade 2s don't really matter. As long as you can have a body and a booster, you're fine, you're good to go. And lastly, we're playing 4 Cursed Lancers. You'll notice that stuff like Darkbond, stuff like the main, PBD, PBO, you do want to be actively using those karma skills. They're just really good. So having 4 Curse Lancer, especially early game, can definitely help you be more greedy with your plays, especially early game domains, I think. And Curse Lancer is fine. If you want to play one less and play more domains, that's fine. It's up to you. But generally speaking, these grade 2s I think are pretty nice. You just mix and match them. And for grade 3s, we're playing 4 Break Rides. Break Ride is good. We're playing 4 Baptkar. Baptkar is still a really good card. Play a Superior Call something. If you get lucky, you can top call a Swordbreaker. You can top call like a Trumpeter or whatever, and then you start doing your plussing things again. And at the end of the day, it is food, so that's fine. We play 4 PBOs. I choose 4 PBOs because, well, it's an 11k body. It's Karma's 2 to retire 1, so it's less of a commitment. And you can Persona Blast for crit pressure, so drawing extra copies of this is fine, and don't mind keeping this in my hand. And lastly, we play 1 of the iconic PBD. Unfortunately, because we're not playing the Ride Chain, I'm not comfortable playing this at 4. In addition, Karma's 2 retiring 3 to retire 1 is a bit of a hefty cost. Honestly, do you need the crit? Well, it depends on the type of game you prefer playing. Like for me, my game plan is generally speaking Mordred Phantom. You go to PBO, you Superior Call Spirit, you retire something, you Karma's 2, retire the other front row, and you have 3 shots to the face, and that's more than enough for me. But if you want to play the control game, if you want to play the better catch-up game, PBD is definitely your choice. You have a lot of superior calling, and it could work as well. So definitely pick and choose which main you want to main. I love PBD, but the 10k body does come in a little a little rough sometimes, especially if you're going first. The 11k body can force your opponent to need to commit boosters, which then is something that you can retire. But you know, PBD can't really do that. 10k body, there's a lot of stuff like strike-ins or spirits and easel decks or whatever that can hit those 10k, 15k, 20k numbers easier than the 11, 16, 21k numbers. So that is a slight difference, and not a big difference, but not as comfortable for me. And so yeah, that's basically it. I think you know, generally speaking, you're gonna put the starter behind your Vanguard. And then when your Superior Call Swordbreakers, put them behind your Vanguard or put them in a rearguard column. And that's basically it. Honestly, as long as you ride a Phantom and you proc Judge Mal, you're pretty comfortable. The good thing about PBD and PBO is that you don't need to be in LB4 to actually use the skills. So sometimes it is a good idea to just go straight into them and start blasting and start retiring and start doing stuff. Because you can always, you know, just use, like, for example, mana, just borrow a unit and eat it, right? So it's just that easy. This deck isn't my own idea. I've seen a lot of people try to play variants of this. I know Shiroyasha climbed ladder with this variant of a build. You know, also a very big fan of PBD, PBO. Played a lot of that when set 12 came out around. So not an original idea, but I think it's a really fun one. And I think with the new starter and all that, like the advantage that it can generate can actually, you know, decently compete with the meta. So it's definitely something that I want to bring up and showcase. So I guess with that all said and done, let's go straight into a game and see how this deck performs on ladder. Alright, so I guess let's get into a game and see how this deck can perform. Overall, again, I think, you know, for a first ride, I think Arian Rod is fine, Swordbreaker is fine, stuff that doesn't have a lot of utility, stuff that does something on the Vanguard circle if you go first. For grade 2, stuff like a Spirit, 10k body is great, like a Curse Lancer is pretty good. Swordbreaker always ends up in our hands. And we only play 3, not 4, so... And then for grade 3s, I think Phantom, Phantom, I can't even just say that. Mordred Phantom is a great break ride. If not, then going straight into PBD, solid retire. Obviously, you don't want to ride Baptkar, but it's great. You know, if you set up your intercepts early on, then you can take the risk and call out grade 3s. And Baptkar is a great, does great for that role as well. So. Alright, we're playing against Great Nature with Psychology, so we're both emo, doing our emo thing. Swordbreaker, first ride, Trumpeter can still do stuff, so let's keep that. And let's see where we go. Baptkar, heal trigger, puts us to 16, doesn't really matter. Hamuski? quite a lot of you guys are hyped for Great Nature Legion, which is surprising for me. I don't think a Great Nature is that popular in my community, but very cool. All right. So here, I think, of course, we don't have the Break Ride, so we can choose to use the mana, search for the Shadow Lancer, and go into the Mordred Phantom. It's an option. Another thing we can just do is just go straight into PBD, which is also fine. It's fine. It's fine. But the one thing is that our opponent definitely doesn't have a lot of retire options. I think they're just gonna self-sack, plus off that, and they're just gonna try to maintain that advantage in their hand rather than on the board. So we can't punish them that much for it. This is interesting because they allocated the skill to the other one. Yeah, okay. This is a big misplay. This is not their day. Let's run that again. Because if you want to use your starter skill, you want to retire that unit, so your Tiger should give the power to that one instead. I think. Am I wrong? I don't know. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention. Maybe that was a trigger allocation instead, but. Alright. Emochi versus Golds. It's Española. C. That's all the Spanish I know from watching Western media. Anyway, so we're just gonna toss the popped card, and of course, as always, we're gonna get our Swordbreaker. I'm just saying, it's not always. I'm just confirmation bias. But you know, again, it's a great ride target. So yay! It's a Manila grade 1 does nothing. So let's ride that. Another one. Isn't that great? I don't really want to give them 2 damage, because if we do, they can Blaster Blade or Judge Bow, and that's not great for us. Let's drop and draw. Another grade 1. Reminds me of the V ShadowPaladins. Just calling a lot of tiny 5Ks. Just doing our stuff. Here we're just going to deal 1 damage, avoid that Blaster Blade. See what they can do. Still looking for a grade 3. We haven't seen a single grade 3 yet. Not a drive check, not a draw. We do need one, so we can actually fix it if we want to with Shadow Lancer. Alright, that's a PG. Note that down. That's not a grade 3. Alright, Wingle. So I guess that PG is shuffled in, so that's fine, that's fine. Let's see. Grade 3! Yeah, that's good. It's great. It's amazing, actually. Mana, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Calling this is also pretty good. I mean, riding this is also pretty good. We can do this. We can just start plussing. As if we're going to give them 2 damage anyways, then the odds of them being able to retire the Judge Bow is quite high. It's a priority retire because it gives us the draw 2. And in that case, I might as well, you know, fill up the board anyway, since I expect to not be able to fill it in. And the token 5k is a token boy, and can actually help us out a little bit. So yeah, I mean, it does clog up the mana, but I can just choose to not use the mana. But yeah, here we go. The Blaster Blade, really expected. If they choose not to kill the Judge Bow, then yeah, then we get lucky, but we don't get lucky. It's a same person, and that's fine. It's expected. It's expected. All right, Escrad, gonna get that +1. Put that booster behind the Vanguard to 21. All right, heal is pretty good. Doesn't heal, but the 10k comes in handy, blocks out that column. Those 2 columns, unless they see a grade 1, which is it's good. Ganslot can still hit 14, so if they see a trigger, they can still pass. And the other column will hit the rear guard. Oh, speak of the trigger. There you go. Exactly as we described it. Unfortunately, generally speaking, I don't want it to go this way for our opponent. Right here, we're just gonna draw. We don't get to use our Judge Bow, but it's okay since we saw two Sword Breakers already. Let's just call this. Just get a +1. All right, Spirit top call gets a free retire. It's great. Good stuff. Good stuff, Babkar. You did good. All right, let's just go straight into battle. Vanguard swings. Alright, let's see a trigger here. No trigger, that's 2 PGs. That's really bad news. Trigger on our opponent's end is not good news. It's going not so great for us. 3-3. I guess the positive is that we're break ride denying, limber break denying, but it's totally not intentional. So ideally you push a Liberator player early, so they can't really set up their break ride and their Zenith plays and all that stuff, but you don't really have that choice. Alright, going Trumpeter into Superior, calling the Falon again. Pushing us to 5 if they see a trigger and we don't. Or if they don't see a trigger and we don't as well, then they push us to 5. And that crit. There you go. Just push us to 5 and maybe call for lethal. But we draw trigger. Draw trigger. Alright, we need a break ride target though. Help us out, please. No break ride target. The main is fine. Alright, we know 2 PGs at the bottom of the deck though, so maybe we can hopefully draw into that last one. Alright, that's a break ride target, that's fine. Heal trigger. We still have a couple of those, I think. 2 of those. Do we want to give the break ride though? I think we should not. I think we should not. Break ride guarantees them a blaster blade, and that kills us. So let's just whiff. Pretend we're a noob. Oh, Sonna. And then next turn we PBO break ride, and then a call for lethal. I think that's the only way. That is the way. Is this the way? Oh my! And then they still get the superior call. So all that strategizing was pointless. What are the odds of that happening? Pretty low, honestly. Can you play around that? No, not really. Did we play around what we could? I think so. Well. 2 and 18. I think the odds aren't with us, but it could happen. Let's see, Babkar. Babkar. No, that's a Spirit. That's a shame. That's a shame. I mean, the only way we could have won that game was hoping that they didn't have a PG, so we could have a decent push. But let's go into game 3 actually, since game 1 was neutered, invalid. Let's see what we can do. Alright, it's Shadow versus Royals. This time it's against Corin. Alright, Swordbreaker obligatorily coming up in our hand. It's okay, we have the other ride. We have a PG, that's perfect. We have another PG, that's perfect. But it could be a VP farmer, and it is a VP farmer. So the game where I have the ideal hand, we see the VP farmer. It is what it is, it's a free win. But I will catch you all after this, I guess. Just in time to see me. Yes, no 6 damage heal. Perfect. I was gonna say let's use up that 6 damage heal quota on that VP farmer, but alright, here we go. This is game 4 actually. We have 2 dud games, so hopefully this one's legit and we can get 2 actual games in and call it a day. So let's see how we do. Camille. Alright, it's Shadows versus Royals again. Loki. Have you seen the show? It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. Alright, excited for season 2. Spoilers? Alright, we have a PG, that's pretty good. We have Arian Rod, great on our first ride, especially when we're going first. 10k body for going first is really great. And Mordred Phantom. Wow, this hand is pretty good. No. And again, you're here to watch me murder a VP farmer. Great footage, wonderful content. I love this game so much. The obligatory 6 damage shield. I swear to God, this is not scripted. You know, it's good. We got the quota for this this deck profile out of the way, you know, and okay, here we go. This is game, I don't even know anymore. Game 5. We won 1, we lost 1, we won 2. So this is we went through 4 games this episode. 1 game left, and surprising deck error. All right, perfect. I love this game so much. I love it so much. All right, here we go again. Game 5. Whew. It's a long session. All right, KOH Tomuhara. All right, hopefully this Corrin is not the same as the others. We're gonna keep that Swordbreaker. Oh, it's, oh, they mulligan, it's real. Oh, blast. Blast. Jewel Knights. All right, very fun. Swordbreaker first ride, that's fine. Pass turn. Alright, Shelly turns into a 10k beta. Alright, that's a self-damager, so it's a turbo build. Heal a bit too early. Alright, let's do this. Do we want to give this? Do we want to give this? Do we want to give this? This is fine. Playing a little aggressively. Consider going straight into PBD or PBO. I think the Mordred's still a great ride though. Just thinking about urgency of just pushing. Generally speaking, Jewel Knights are gonna call out grade 2s anyways. Like, they're gonna fill up the board, they're gonna call the thing, like the grade 2 behind that lets you call something like this guy, Tilda. This girl, Tilda. So it's not that big of an incentive for them to, well, they can generally build up the columns to actually hit face twice at least. So calling out that front row is not that risky, not exposing it to too much danger. And if our opponent just whiffs and like has to hit the rear guard, it's fine by me too. I'd rather have that than another shot to the face. PG and then heal works out for us. We both check the heal, that's fine, it's pretty good. We're just gonna go for Mordred Phantom. Calling out grade 3, our Vanguard can just eat it up anyway, so not that big of a problem there. 9, but our Vanguard can actually hit 19, so that's pretty good. Heal is really good, so that's our 3rd heal this game, that's great. Especially against Ashley. Their 3rd Ashley reverse. Alright, we're just gonna double Swordbreaker to draw 2. It's really good. Alright, drawing into grade 3. Seems like we're very good at that. More column blessing us. Alright, their hands at the max. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. See what they're gonna ride. Doesn't look like Ashley reverse, it's Salome. It's a great ride animation, by the way. Miranda helps the plus. Get that extra 2k, can actually help. Doesn't need a little help when your Vanguard's not an Ashley though, since it doesn't get the passive plus 2. It's okay. Vanguard's 19, plus the extra 3 and 2 crit, 2 and a crit. It's a 21 2 crit. gives us LB4 though. But now they're gonna heal back down to 2. Oh man, there's so much healing going on this game. Hopefully we could have healed the butt. It's okay. It's okay. We can push. Let's see. We can retire 1, 2, and then put them to 5. We don't have PG, which makes this really rough. Don't really know what I want to do. Maybe I'll just main, and hopefully draw into a PG. Is that the play? Brick Ride, search for the main. Ditch. Draw 2. PG, please. We need it desperately. Not what we're looking for. Let's try that again. Don't really have much kind of blast out of this turn, so. Gimme, gimme. PG, please. There we go. We see 1 PG. That's great. All right, 4-3. Salome, Superior Calling, get the self-damager, get that LB4 active. Salome? Oh wow, no intercepts at all. Is asking for it. They're damage denying us. Okay, PBO doesn't need the Counterblast to actually get the extra crit, which is great. Alright, let's Brick Ride. Countercharger is nice, I suppose. Maybe on the other side is better. Hits 21, right? Yeah. Using on the other side is probably better. Do we have PGs? We do have PGs. Feeling of discarding 1, drawing 1. Let's get rid of the mana. PG! PG's so good at this game! Oh man. Alright, let's get this out of the way. Let's hit, and then kind of charge, and then call for lethal with PBO. We can also still hit our heals. Heal! No heal. No dice. It's okay, we can push to 5. So slight misplay here. The order of the 2 Curse Lancers should have swapped. So that the 9 + 5 + 7 is 21, and the 9 + 6 still hits 15, so it's the first stage. Perfectly fine. Could have had repercussions. That means that we would have had 1 less counter charge, counterblast to use. We could have not pushed them to 5 instead. And honestly, getting rid of that rearguard, they can easily replace just like that. So I think definitely could have played better there, but it worked out fine. They had a PG, and they didn't see a trigger that on 4th damage, so yeah. So here they're limit breaking, they get the crit. We desperately drew into they see the heal. That could be big. Alright, let's see what we can do here. Mana. Mana not that good. Alright, we're gonna retire, and then we can swing, I guess. We have 3 shots to the face, so we can call for lethal twice. Mana. Alright, attack with 15 first, because it doesn't hit 16k numbers. Ah, the draw trigger! We have 3 triggers left. Can we see them? Please. Please, let's see them. Alright, we see 1, and we drew into the heal trigger, which is not great. And it's not good enough. I think that could be the end of the line for us. We don't have any heals left. We are at 4. Salome will kill us. Real shame, really. I think this game was quite nice. Slight misplay with the Curse Lancer, but overall it's quite fine. Salome thinning through the deck again. Hits the wall. And I think that finishes us for game. I think that was quite unfortunate. But the odds of them having another PG isn't that low, especially since they're holding onto their hand that tightly. But I hope I was able to showcase what I wanted to show. First of all, you have a lot of draw power. We're playing one more Swordbreaker to help with the consistency. You're playing the mains. You're playing Arian Rods to help you filter through your deck. The Mordred Phantom can still help you Superior Call, stuff like that. So, draw. Second thing is that with your PBO, with your PBD, you can retire stuff and go for extra shots to the face. Of course, provided that your opponent doesn't hit defensives, then you should be able to ping out some PGs or call for lethal. Superior Calling, the reason why we play 4 bound cards is because we do have quite a lot of units that have on-play skills, specifically on-plays from deck. We have 7 total with 3 Swordbreakers and 4 Blaster Dark Spirits, and those came out once or twice, really, so that's quite nice. And overall, I think the deck does pretty good. You will notice that there's a lot of 3s and 2s, but just simply because of the draw power and Superior Call prowess of the clan, it works out fine, and it's quite consistent overall. You can get your thing done. And last but not least, of course, if you prefer PBD over PBO, if you think that you have enough card advantage generating, if you prefer that extra crit earlier on without relying on Persona Blast, then you can go test that out and let me know how you find the deck. So that is it for the profile. A very long video. I think one of the longest ones so far. But remember to like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and expect a lot more since Legion is right around the corner. So that's it for me today. Thank you all for watching, and stay safe, everyone. See you next time. Bye.